Cave is this adventure game about these 7 characters. You get to choose any 3 of them, and you go venturing in this dark, sentient, talking cave.
Who had the idea for the cave?
The cave is an idea that I've had for probably about 25 years.
Okay.
It's an idea that I had, before Gary and I went and made Maniac Mansion.
Yeah.
So it's been an idea that's been in my head for a long time, and every couple of years I think about it, and it kind of goes away, and I think about it again, and then I just had an opportunity a couple of years ago to come and work at Double Fine and have them make the game.
You told us about some changes to classical adventure gameplay. Can you please describe to our viewers what changes you have made and why?
Yeah, there's 3 kind of basic things that I really wanted to look at with the cave. One was really looking at what parts of classic adventure games, what kind of things that kind of annoyed me. What are the things that I wanted to change? And one of those was inventory. Inventory always seemed to me to have kind of gotten out of control. There's hundreds of things in your inventory and just trying to find the right thing. And it almost become, I think, a crutch for game designers. It was just easy to bury something in inventory and call it a puzzle, to find it. So with the cave, I just completely got rid of inventory. Each of the 3 characters, they could just hold one thing. You actually physically see them holding the item. So that was one thing I wanted to do. The other was, I've always felt that in the classic adventures, it was kind of boring to just walk from one place to another. You'd walk Guybrush, halfway across the island, he'd just slowly walk across the screen. And that just always felt, it didn't feel wrong at the time, but looking back on it and playing those games now, it just feels that that's just a little bit wrong. So the other thing I did with the cave was to add this very light platforming element to it. So there's a lot of running around, there's kind of jumping on ropes and climbing up ladders, but it's not really a skill you have to develop. It's not really a part of the game, so you don't have to worry about timing your jumps or figuring out double jumps or anything. It's just to make movement through the world, kind of interesting and fun.
I've played some of the cave. I've played it on Xbox with a gamepad.
Mm-hmm.
The game will be released on PC, and most of our viewers are classic adventure gamers. They don't own a gamepad. Can they play the cave too via keyboard or mouse?
Yeah, you'll be able to play the game with a mouse. So you'll be able to just click on things. If you want to walk somewhere, you can just click and they'll walk over there. Okay. If you want to pick up something, just click on it and they'll walk over and pick it up. So,
do I need the keys for playing then too?
You probably need the keyboard for switching characters.
Okay.
If you want to switch characters, you have to do the keyboard. You will be able to use the keyboard. If you like playing, with WSD keys to move stuff, you could certainly do that.
Okay.
But I did want to have, a nice mouse interface as well for people who were really used to that and kind of like that kind of.
Great. Will there be a hint system or a map of the cave where I can look at if I run anywhere and don't know where I am now?
There is no hint system built into the game. It was something that we thought about early on. It's like, do we need a real hint system? And I kind of felt that no, I didn't. Adventure games are about figuring things out and about puzzling through things, and those moments where you're confused for a little while, those were the fun parts of adventure games to me. So I just kind of decided no. Also, it's like I know that whenever I play games and there is a hint system, I just always use it. Even if I know that I'm not having as much fun, just part of me just always goes and uses the hint system. So I just didn't want to have a hint system in the game.
Did you play some of the newer adventure games, especially that were developed in Germany, like Deponia or Book of Unwritten Tales, or?
Yeah, I have not played a lot of the adventure games that come out of Germany, mostly because I just never hear about them.
Okay.
It's like, everybody, there's a lot of great adventure games being made in Germany, but I don't know that they really they don't really bubble out of that area. So there needs to be a better way to like get that stuff noticed. Because there are a lot of adventure game fans in the U.S. as well. Yeah. And if they knew about this stuff, they'd probably be very excited to play it.
Okay, I could send you some names of the games later. After your Kickstarter campaign for the Double Fine adventure, many other game designers came to Kickstarter for a new Larry level, for a new Broken Sword. Did you follow these campaigns too, or is it something that doesn't interest you?
I follow them. I backed a lot of them.
Okay.
I back a lot of Kickstarter stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of my friends, were doing Kickstarter before the Double Fine adventure, and raising money to do little games, and I always back those. And I tend, usually when I'm looking at Kickstarter stuff to back, I look to see if they're doing something really different. Yeah. If they're trying something that nobody else has really tried, or there's something about the idea that I go, wow, that's really neat. I wonder if that's even doable. Then I'll kind of give them money to do that kind of stuff. Yeah, I do tend to support the people who are doing adventure games with stuff. Like I gave money, to Outlaw and that group, for Leisure Suit Larry and other adventure games. So I do tend to fund adventure games. Well, just because they're adventure games. But other things that aren't adventure games, if there's something really kind of interesting or quirky or neat, then I'll fund them as well.
Okay. The cave is nearly finished, or
it is finished.
Okay.
There's a little bit of work we still need to do on the PC version of it. The Xbox, the Wii U, the PSN, those are all done. But as soon as I get back from this, we'll spend some time on the PC version. It's all running on the PC and everything, but there's some things that I want to do with the controls for it. So we're going to spend a little time on that.
Will there be other changes between the console and the PC version?
No, they're the exact same game between the versions. It's really just the interface.
No other graphics or something?
No.
Okay. Is there something you want to say to our viewers?
Keep on adventure gaming.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot. Good luck with the game.